Hey nerds, kind of librarian here. I'm here with my very last book pickup video for the year. Aside from the Space Age books videos that I've been uploading every few days or so or whatever. Yeah, I've had to pack down my vintage booth that I had, or the booth that I had in the indoor antique market, because that company, or the people that running that, the people that own the building wanted the building back, so it basically shut down. So I've spent the last 2 days, I'm absolutely knackered, packing down everything. I had to hire a van to get all the bookshelves and all the books and all that sort of stuff. It was a big job, bigger than it probably should have been, but I've had to put everything into storage, and and moving soon, and I do not have enough room in my storage unit to put all my stuff that I have here in my room, all my stuff, into the storage unit. So I need to definitely not buy any more books. I need to get rid of a bunch of stuff that I have in storage already and try and shift that out. But anyway, I did pick up a few books that I couldn't say no to, that I just, had to get them. Very last one though, for the year. I say that, but I'll probably, but no, it has to be the last one for the year. But I saw this, or pan sci-fi, or pan paperback rather, called Envoy by Shanna J. Must she betray her people to save them? I don't know, this just looks cool. It's quite a big one. Yeah, 450 pages. Don't know anything about it, but it's pan Australia, which is cool. Gotta love Aussie pan. I got Mick. Who's this? Mick Farron. Protectorate, a future fantasy of multi-peopled, multi-creatured street power and alien threat. Whoa! I just really like that cover. That's cool. Like a giant hand. Kind of reminds me of the hand that came out at the end of Eternals. If you know, you know. Terrible film, but gotta watch them, I suppose. Yeah. This apparently is the first time in paperback. Or sorry, first time in print. Whatever that means. It's a Del Rey book. From 1980s. Yeah, first edition, January 1980. Probably that doesn't really mean much. And it's called The Probability Brooch by L. Neil Smith. I just really like that cover. It's got like an ape man. So it's got a bit of like a, I don't know, like a Planet of the Apes thing going on. I don't know. But that's cool. Probability Brooch. I got a CJ Cherry that I don't know if I have or not, but it's Wave Without a Shore. I just really like that cover. It's just really nice. It's got nice colors. It's just got the, it's just something appealing to me. I like it. And it's a VGSF. I've got so much Cherry, but I don't know what. All my cherries are packed up at the moment, so I don't they're boxed up. So I was slowly trying to get my stuff out into my storage unit, but then I had to pack down my booth. So anyway, I got a Larry Niven, and I only picked this up because I really like this cover, and because I'm pretty sure I got a nice fancy hardcover from Space Age books. But this is the Ringworld Engineers. I just really like that cover. It's cool, and it's a nice reading copy. So when I do get around to the Ringworld series, I'll probably read these ones, these A format. I'm pretty sure it's correct, this terminology. These A format paperbacks are just awesome to read. They're probably my favorite thing to read. And then the hardcovers are the favorite things to put on the shelf. I don't mind reading the big trade paperbacks because I've read a lot of trade paperback books over the years, mainly fantasy stuff. So used to it, but I'm reading more and more of these little A format ones. Excuse me. I also got this. This is called Treasure by Robert Daly. This is actually a true story. So for the longest time when I was a kid, Indiana Jones and archaeology and adventure type treasure hunting movies and stories were all my favorite thing to do and read watch and read, whatever. So I found this, and the story sounds familiar, but it's basically a guy found a shipwreck in 1985. He sort of knew where it was, and where he thought it was, and he spent all this money, like millions. I don't know if he spent millions, but he's basically spent his life savings to find this sunken ship in 1985. And on that ship was $400 million. In 85 was $400 million worth of gold, silver, emeralds. They had chunks, 76 pound chunks of pure silver. Yeah, Mel Fisher was the guy that found it. And $400 million in 1985. So it's crazy to think what that money value is worth now. But yeah, it reads like a non-fiction. No, sorry, it reads like a fiction. So it reads like just like an adventure novel, but it's a true story. So I had to get it. It's got a great shiny gold cover with all the gold coins and stuff. But I don't really like this fucking thing, but I can't get rid of it. But yeah, I don't know. It just was $1. I couldn't leave it there. Finally found a Stephen Donaldson book 1 of The Mirror of Her Dreams. The Chronicles, Morden's Need, rather. It's by the guy that did the Chronicles of Thomas Covenant. This, I see these all the time, but they're trashed. They always, like, just smashed. A little bit of sun fading on the spine there, but there's no creasing, so it hasn't been read, and it was only $1. So I've always wanted this one. More of his stuff anyway. I think I've got a couple of his books, but yeah. Finally glad to find one in really good condition. I got these ones as well because Diablo is one of my favorite games, especially on the PC. Not especially on the PC, especially on the PS4. I played Diablo 3. I really, really love that game. I've sunk so many hours into that game. Certainly not as much as some people I know, but yeah, this is book 1, Legacy of Blood of Diablo. So obviously the first game. And then I found this one, Diablo 3, The Order, which is kind of funny because this is the second time I found this book, and the first time I found it, these are only $2. The first time I found it, it was $6, and it was in not a trade, but not an A format, so some size, I guess it's a B format, if that's correct. But it was a size in between the trade paperback and this size. And I didn't realize at the time, because all I saw was Diablo 3 and like the order. I'm like, oh, I gotta get it. I paid $6 for it. Took it home, and it's in Italian. I'm pretty sure it was Italian, so I couldn't. It's unreadable for me because I don't read Italian. So yeah, that was just funny that I actually found it now, and this one is in English. So yeah, looking forward to checking this one out because I love the game series. Even Diablo 2, I played a little bit of it. Haven't played as much as Diablo 3. Never played the first one because it was a bit before my time. But yeah, never seen these. But I have so many video game books that I assume that these would be a thing. So yeah. Orson Scott Card, The Memory of Earth, in this first printing or first edition or something, first paperback edition or some shit. Nah, must be thinking of someone else. I don't know. I'm very, very tired. But it's a 92 copy of the Memory of Earth, which is book 1 of 5, I believe. So yeah, love me the Enders series. I haven't started Ender's Shadow yet because I've jumped down the rabbit hole of Star Trek. I've never been a Star Trek fan. Well, I've just never watched or read anything about Star Trek, so I thought, fuck it, I'm going to check out the original series on Netflix, and I'm hooked. It is so good. Yes, it's a little bit dated in terms of the dialogue and the way that they say things and certain themes and stuff like that. But the special effects and the sound effects and the music and the set design and everything is just, it's that 60s style sci-fi that I love on film. And it's so good. It's really, really good. So I'm hooked on Star Trek at the moment, the series. So of course I've had to buy some books in the Star Trek universe. They're over there. I'm not going to bother with them, but yeah, that sort of put my Enders series reading on hold at the moment. So I'm not actually reading anything at the moment because my new nighttime ritual is watching a couple of episodes of Star Trek. So oh well. I got another guilty pleasure of mine. You know, my guilty pleasures of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Absolutely love the series. It's one of my favorite series of all time. Yeah, so I got Immortal in this nice little hardcover. Very, very nice cover. Don't know where it fits in with the series. I'm not sure if I even have this one. I might not. But it's by Christopher Golden and Nancy Holder, who I'm pretty sure they do a lot of this stuff. So they've done a few Buffy books. All mine are packed up again, so I'm not sure. Then I also got, I think I said a couple of videos ago that I'm finding it, I don't find Jim Butcher very often. And then since saying that, I now found 2 Jim Butcher books. This one is a nice hardcover from the Dresden Files series, and it's called Side Jobs. So I believe it's a fairly recent one of his, but it's short stories. I say fairly recent, but it's 2010 first printing. But it's stories from the Dresden Files. So it's a book of short stories set in the Dresden Files universe. I have no idea how old the Dresden Files are. I just found one book in that series and thought, well, this might be good to read, because they say that it says, think Buffy the Vampire Slayer starring Philip Marlowe. And I'm like, that sounds awesome. So you had me at Buffy. So eventually I will find Stormfront and I will give it a read, because they look pretty... Yeah, they look pretty quick and easy reads. I got this first edition, Jennifer Fallon, The Chaos Crystal. The only reason I picked this up, this is a pretty fantasy book. And this is book 4 in the series, book 4 in the Tide Lords. Now, I've already got books 1 and 3 in little paperback editions, so I just got this one because it's a first edition, a first tour edition of May 2011. So the book itself, the story itself is from 2008, but this is the first tour edition, and it was only $4 from the op shop. And the op shop had paperbacks of so many fantasy books, but they were $4 as well. And I don't pay $4 for a paperback, but I will pay $4 for a first edition hardcover, that's for sure. Well, I will pay $4 for a paperback, but it's got to be for something that I actually want to read, not a bunch of random fantasy books that I may or may not read. But this one also needed it because I didn't have book 4. But I have a lot of Jennifer Fallon because I've heard really good things about her. And I started reading, wasn't this Tide Lords, it was something else. Might have been the Demon Child trilogy, because I only had the first one of that, and I was really enjoying it, but I wanted to wait until I got more. So I just read it to see if I was going to like it, and I think I'm going to like it. So, then I got some non-fiction, because before I was into fiction writing, I read a lot of non-fiction space books, and especially all through the early 90s in primary school. We used to have this. Used to do like projects where you get like a piece of project cardboard, and you could just do, chuck some pictures and write some information about the pictures. They were our projects, what we call projects, and we used to hand them in, and I would always just want to do them on space. So when we get free choice, it was always, I'll do it on space, always on space. And so I've read, so this is obviously pre-internet, so I was always borrowing books out from the library about space, and finding books on space, and just reading books on space. I was slightly obsessed, and because of that, I have a lot of books about space, and I purchased a bookshelf complete, like full bookshelf full of fiction books about space and spaceships and black holes and stars and all that sort of stuff from Space Age books, and because it just sort of gave me the best feeling and the best memories of when I was in primary school. But I found 3 in the op shop that I didn't have, and I didn't have that, and also weren't on that bookshelf. So I got War in Space by Nigel Flynn. This is, it just says, Star Wars is an idea whose time has come. No one can stop it now. Space wars are not an alternative to War on Earth. In my view, they are a prelude to War on Earth. So I guess it's just, it has some really nice artwork in there as well. Just, I don't know, this is cool artwork, but I guess it's just a book about how a war in space would happen. Like, yeah, it's just cool. It's just nice to flick through when I'm not into anything, you know, not want to read anything too heavy. Got lots of pictures and shit like that, so gotta have lots of pictures. Got this one, Space Weapons. That's got an awesome cover, awesome artwork there. This is by Frank Barnaby, and I have this one called Space Walks by Robin Kerrod. Now it's got the same spine, so it's from the same company, Gallery Books, but it's not the same author. It's not going to go back in there. But this one is, I think it's just, is it about, yeah, so it's about rockets and satellites and like space stations and stuff like that, and like jet fighter planes and stuff that could go like pretty high up in the atmosphere. And it's from 1984, so it'll be just like things of the time, and I guess predictions and where current technology will be moving forward and stuff like that. So this is really cool, but I really like that cover because it's like something from a friggin' sci-fi novel, which it probably is. When was this one from? War in Space. Okay, so that one was from 1986. And then these must have all been just donated by the same person, because this one's called Space Warfare by David Parl, I guess. Space Warfare and Strategic Defense. Again, another really cool cover. From Bison Books in 1988. Printed in Hong Kong. So I guess it's just, you know, a book about different countries, you know, space race stuff. They've got, I just flicked through some really cool pictures. So it's just stuff like that. Yeah, that's one. Showing some satellites and stuff like that. I don't know, it just seems really interesting. Look at that old computers. Oh, that's so good. I mean, we have the power of this now. Of a whole room of these computers we can fit in the palm of our hand or in the face of a watch. It's just crazy, absolutely crazy. It's like the calculators that the year 11 use in their exams and stuff in their maths classes is more powerful than the computers they use to send the first spaceship to the moon. But yeah, just a lot of photographs and all that sort of cool stuff. Yeah, I thought they were really good, and they're only like a couple of bucks each, so not that I need more non-fiction. Yeah, not that I need more non-fiction stuff, but hey, you can never have too many books. But that's it. Yeah, as I said, probably kind of has to be my last one for the year, aside from those other videos that I've still got to upload from the big lot that I picked up from Space Age Books. But until the next one, guys, let me know in the comment section down below what you've been reading. Film a video and upload and tag me and let me know that you've got a video out, and I'll check it out. And yeah, till the next one, guys, stay safe, take care, and enjoy your books, whatever that may be.